I was having lots of trouble with
When you
the...
start, make sure you go to live chat.
Oh,
See, right now you're on top chat, so go to live chat.
okay. Thank
Then
you.
Then you get everything.
Excellent. Thank you.
Not that you'll have to remember it.
I know. Now I know, and everyone knows, so just remember.
Yeah, I don't know that we miss an awful lot of chat. Otherwise, yeah, I never remember.
10-10. 10-10. Oh, cool. Yeah.
10.
All right, we're here. We're here.
Anybody else there?
Thank you for being here. 3? Who's here? Who are the 3? I don't know. How do you work out who those 3 are?
Well, I'm one of them.
Oh, okay. Luna's probably one of them.
Luna might be one of them.
Hi, Sue. How you doing?
No, so
You're one of them.
Sue.
I didn't know that.
No, so it's Sue, me, and somebody else. See, mine doesn't come up with the number of people in it.
Oh, 11. Okay. Well, we're here. And yeah, I was having trouble with the thumbnail, so apologies. Okay. Let's move us down to bias. Not guilty and no authority. Awesome. Hi, Rosalie. Right, let's move you down. Hi, Nubby. So, you're so cute. Oh, trying to make you not crooked. I think that's okay. That's annoying. Why would that be happening?
Oh no, we're back on now.
Back on?
We're back on, sorry. Jump the gun. Not
No,
buffering anymore.
It was probably my fault. I went and did something that I probably shouldn't.
Okay, ignore that last comment, folks.
No.
No longer buffering. Cool.
Good. All right, I will go and get the flag.
The Ode of Remembrance. They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall go not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. lest we forget.
Samantha Mostyn, as the Government General of this unlawful occupation, this letter is a direct appeal from an ever-growing cohort of Australian people both here and at their home. We call on you to action the public reveal of the unredacted findings in the New South Wales Police Report from the Wood Royal Commission, 1995 to 1997. The Wood Royal Commission, as catalogued with the New South Wales Police Integrity Commission, resulted in a 99-year suppression order containing 28 names of alleged pedophiles of prominent stature, including judges, government officials, an ex-Prime Minister, and others, funnily enough. That our Australian government has made no attempt to undo the 99-year suppression order for the supposed safety and well-being of the population is unacceptable. Revisited again in 2015 in the Senate Legal and Constitutional Affairs Legislation Committee meeting, the then Senator Bill Heffernan delivered the same request for the findings to release to the public. As the Senator stated, it's not so much the secret that's the problem, it's when a group of people, such as 28 people on the police report, keep each other's secrets. Further in his appeal, he quoted the judge of the day. We decided not to revisit that issue because the public would lose confidence in the judiciary. Government General, how can you justify the 99-year suppression of the police report from the Wood Royal Commission, given that the Australian people paid out roughly $70 million on the case? We have the right to full disclosure investigation, given that we paid for it. 28 painful years later, we've stood each week since August 30, 2021 in Government House in Queensland, and every single day since 7th of February 2022 here in the nation's capital. We are the real victims, family members of victims, or friends of victims, the appalling industry of child trafficking and pedophilia. We the people also require the individual on the position of Government General to uphold the requirements of the Office of Government General and inquire why the Government General has not stepped in with the obvious police overreach in inhibiting the people peacefully protesting as a protected right of all people. It is up to the men and women of Australia to determine their level of confidence in the police, judiciary, Parliament and yourself on this matter. Yours sincerely, concerned men and women of Australia. Thank you.
It's time to reclaim your power, time to stand firm in truth, time to understand if we all do this, there is nothing they can do. For they are few and we are many. For us they create lack, but with our heart and vision we create plenty. They are not our gods or our source of life. They are an institution of tyranny built on others' suffering and strife. That's dark, but it's also true. There's been so much they have hidden from you. That's why we've been here all along, to make sure they can no longer cover up all they've done wrong. I said it yesterday and I'll say it again. It's time to walk away from this corruption and begin again. Begin something new, something beautiful. Can you see it clear? It's a world, a new world, but not the one they have planned. The new one does not involve fear. And better still, it's already here. Ask yourself, do you want to continue playing their game, where you never quite get the chance to win, or it feels like you're drowning in debt or climbing a mountain that never ends? As in, you never reach the top. They made it that way, did you know? In their ways, success is only for some and the rest live below. If the answer is no, then it's time to walk away, step by step, bit by bit. And as you keep going, look back and we can realize we've left them behind. What a joy that feeling is. Can you feel it? That's the energy we can embody, which helps us feel fully alive. Walk away from this shit show and begin to thrive. New systems, new ways, creative beings, not slaves. And while I'm here, could you stop killing all the animals? Find some other solutions other than blasting them from the skies or poisoning them constantly with your never-ending baiting. Even if you just left everything alone, it would be a better outcome than the absolute cruelty and devastation that lays in the wake of mindless, heartless government interventions. Like I said yesterday, people themselves have better solutions and ideas than your ministers and so-called experts. We already have solutions, but you don't fund compassionate solutions. You just pour money, our money, into funding the killing, constantly trying to wipe out animals. Each of these animals has inherent value, just as each of us do. And what gives you the right to decide otherwise? This is just another thing you try and keep hidden from the people. If they knew the truth, most would be outraged of what you condone. What you do to koalas, the Victorian government, and what you do to the wild horses, New South Wales, which again is why we need to stand up, do what needs to be done and walk away from all you're doing.
It's funny, we're all brought up thinking that humans are separate from nature. It's bizarre. Everything on this planet comes from the earth. There's no separation. In spiritual circles, we often call for unity and state that we are one. Everything on this planet is one. I spoke yesterday about quantum energy. I'll read a brief bit from that. Scientists are telling us now that it is the field, that in the field all possibilities already exist. In the quantum energy, in the soup of quantum possibility, all possibilities already exist. In the quantum possibilities, you are already healed. Peace has already happened. Joy is already everywhere. All of the greatest suffering, all of the greatest peace already exists in the quantum possibilities. And here's what they say happens with you and me. That with our mind, we reach into those possibilities. We imagine our healing. We imagine the peace. We imagine our perfect relationship. We imagine the abundance in our lives with our mind. And that's how we lock that possibility into place. And with our heart, we give that possibility life. We breathe life into the image of our mind through the heart, feeling in our heart, and make it real in our world. That's what the science says. So if we live in fear, that's what we perpetuate. That's what those that seek to control us, the puppet masters, those behind the governments that are pulling the strings, they want us in fear. And so we need to reject that at every level. And we need to be in love. There is only fear and love. It's your choice where you live. I choose to live in love. And then you imagine the world that you want to live in. And the science tells us that what we imagine becomes our reality. That's what I choose to believe, Samantha. And I choose to send love to all. We are all connected. That's what quantum mechanics and physics tells us. Everything on this planet is connected. So when we hold love in our heart, that permeates across everyone. The more people that live in love rather than live in fear, the more beautiful our society will become. The more caring, the more understanding, the more compassionate. There will be no place for greed, hate, abuse. That's my belief. And the science tells me that's all I need. So I will not buy into your fear, because I know that love overrides it so easily. So the message that we need to spread is to be in love, not in fear. I'm not going to be angry anymore. That comes from fear. So, what are you going to imagine? What do you perpetuate? Samantha, where do you stand? Love or fear? You can always come out of fear. We can only imagine that that's where you're living. Because a loving heart will take care of the innocent, of the vulnerable. So we wait to see, Samantha, when you turn the corner and live from your heart, live from love. And that's what I wish for you, and I wish for everyone. Exposes 28, Samantha.
Good dawning. Thank you for those beautiful words, Anita and Lulu. So I just want to reflect too. I spoke yesterday with Sarah Hawkins, who was acting Senior Executive Assistant to yourself, Samantha. Not sure what her role is today at the moment. I did speak to Fiona, who was the actual senior executive assistant to Governor General once before she went on medical leave, and have now been passed on to, well, no one for 6 weeks really, but now Sarah. Just want to remind you again, I've been corresponding with your office, with you, for 9 months now since you took office. Not just me, we've all been corresponding and speaking to you, obviously, daily, for 1,165 days now, every single day. I don't know what you think ignoring us will do. And it's been 5 months now since you spoke to me at Open House and said, let's have this meeting, sit down and talk about this properly. It's not going to go away. I want to know what you believe, because it's powerful. Do you believe that you have the ability to stand up for what's right, to speak what's in your heart, to make decisions yourself, not just sign off on what's put before you? Because it appears that's what you're doing. And it appears, well, I don't think it appears, but the suppression order, I mean, doesn't everything go past your office, go past your desk for you to sign off on? So one of your predecessors would have signed off on that suppression order. Which is why we're saying you have this ability to sign off on something to say that doesn't exist anymore. The suppression order is no longer there. Which is apparently on all royal commissions from that day onwards. I also wanted to reflect on something else, about your validity of being here at all, which is why I really want to call upon you to do what we're asking you to do from your own conscience, from your own belief of what you are capable of doing. As a woman, as a human being, as a compassionate soul, with a heart that cares, who wants to protect the innocent and the vulnerable. Do you remember what it's like to have the ability to do what's right, what's in your heart, to act with integrity and not be fearful of the outcome, of retribution, of your position, what you might lose? We've all lost so much. We do what's right in our heart to protect and stand up for what's right and for those who don't have a voice. You can do the same. So where I was going with that was the validity of the occupation of these lands in the first place. Your monarch, your king, was a queen before, but a king originally, who came here and took these lands unlawfully. Terra nullius was never a thing. There were originals here when Cook arrived. You have no lawful occupation of these lands at all. So I don't know what you think you're doing, really. And apart from that, if we go back over another 150 years, 1629, look at the old maps. They still have a whole of Western Australia owned by the Dutch. My ancestral bloodline occupied this land. My Dutch ancestral bloodline occupied this land from 1629, which is over 150 years before Cook turned up. Terra nullius did not exist. You know that. You have no lawful occupation of this land. So I just want to ask you to sit down and have this meeting. As living women, you have no authority over me. You have no authority over any of us. Sit down and have this meeting. Talk about solutions to protect the innocent. Expose the perpetrators of harm, abuse, rape, sexual torture and assault. Horrendous crimes. This is who you protect. Do you want to stop the fear for all, especially the children? Why would anyone want to perpetuate that? Bring that love back into your heart and stand up for what's correct, for what's right, what has honour and purpose and integrity. Bring that love back into your heart. Let it banish all fear and let it give you strength to stand up and do what you need to do to create that protection. We all have that power. We all have that ability within ourselves, and it is like alchemy. We can turn things around so simply. Believe in what you can do. Believe and know the power of your strength. Hold that love in your heart. Call for the protection that you need to do what you need to do to keep those innocents safe. Expose the 28 and expose all that create the harm. Do what's right. Thank you.
There we go, a bit of a theme today, guys. You're a bit crooked. There we go.
Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never got a jab, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raided the camps, done all the cans. Who kicks out of Canberra, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and locked me up, but I'm out on bail and I'm still here. They try so hard, we try not laugh. They tow my car, the next day's back in the same car park. These cops ain't smart, I'ma make a drop this charge. Son, you watch, we take it back to the start. No D's, no titles, no trespass. Now we charge you, tables are turned. We come with the proof for all the assaults, all the abuse. Nobody gonna can't cut you loose, knock knock. Yeah, who at the door? Makada, bring on the storm. Library to epic, thought we were gonna regroup and come back to the front lawn. Yeah, we're still here, still ain't got no fear. We will cry, still ain't shed no tear. The sense of we still here. Is that all you got? We take on you mob, we unite. You don't call the shots, sovereign's been here all along. And they're still here, yeah, they're still here. Return of the sovereign, but they never left. Yeah, they're still here, yeah, they're still here. Yeah, they're still here, the oldest civilization. It's been how many years? They're still here. Need your support for the new way these war is fought. Alawari for the law and in June income bore accords. Gotta cut out the cancer, yeah, that's what the plans are. Walk with the elders, they got the law, we got the numbers, that is the answer. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. Never got the jab, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. They raided the camps, done all the cans. Who kicks out of Canberra, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, yeah, we're still here. They've broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here, yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and locked me up, but I'm out on bail and I'm still here. They see us come, we see them run. Now we are one, free our daughters, free our sons. Yeah, they're getting scared. Front line, you can bet I'm there. Even when we're gone, our spirit lives on. Yeah, we ain't going anywhere. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never got a jab, never wore a mask. 2 years go past and we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They raid at the camps, done all the camps, 2 kicks at the camp, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They've broken the roads, broken the law, but can't break the spirit now. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They smashed my car and locked me up, but I'm out on bail and I'm still here.
Alright. Didn't make myself useful somehow. Been here long enough. Yeah, she's good. Yeah. Yeah, just at home today.
Oh, good, good. Enjoying this beautiful.
Oh, ringing the doorbell.
Yeah. I don't think they do anything, just a security thing.
I wouldn't care if civilians came down. Come out and chat. Oh yeah. It's more hanging out with guys down at the lake and enjoying fires.
Hey guys. So yeah, just having a bit of a chat there with Vaughan about the fear. And he won his appeal yesterday in Supreme Court, self-representing. And yeah, the fear. There's not the fear there. Yeah, interesting. So his case. 3 main things that the judge talked about in his decision. So firstly, the magistrate prevented Vaughan from questioning the witnesses about what legislation they were operating under to enforce a cordon. And yeah, he found that that she erred in preventing him from questioning anybody. And then, so that was, you know, big stuff up on the magistrate side. And then the prosecution failed to identify any legislation that was relevant for enacting a cordon. So the legislation that they cited was Section 8 of the AFP Act, which is just general powers. So, and then in his decision, he cited a whole bunch of other legislation that they could have relied on. So, yeah, prosecution stuffed up. And then the police stuffed up. Funny that. So, all layers of the legal system, the enforcement system stuffed up. So the police failed to show the evidence that they needed, basic evidence. So they didn't bother to identify where on the grounds around Parliament House the critical incident that Vaughan was trying to witness was. So they didn't even, no mention of exactly where that critical incident was. And so there was no mention of where Vaughan was in relation to that critical incident. So yeah, two big stuff-ups there. Pretty basic information that, you know, you'd think you'd present to the court. And then there was a whole bunch of different enforcement agencies there, police and different levels of police there, actually at the critical incident. And then they had the cordon, the PSOs and a few police officers enforcing the cordon. So Vaughan drew the people from the cordon, but he had no impact on the critical incident. And so there was no hindrance. He didn't hinder the police in performing their duties for the critical incident. So yeah, three pretty, epic failures on all levels in the legal judiciary system.
Yeah, the police charged me with 2 offences of hindered territory public official and resist territory public official, and it wasn't until the DPP, the ACT DPP got the brief, and the DPP put on another charge of hinder Commonwealth public official. So the police charged me with 2, and then the DPP added an extra charge.
So which one was it that they dropped? One of the charges they dropped?
Was the resist territory public official was just nonsensical, because they said when they grabbed me or when they arrested me that I tensed my muscles.
Oh no!
Which is just a natural reaction.
You would think.
And but yeah, so the DPP added a charge, which was obviously their mistake. And then I didn't hear the full version of what Noo said, but the magistrate just didn't let me explore the powers of the cordon, which obviously turns out the AFP had no powers of a cordon, to make a cordon, whether or not...
there's no specific power for a cordon. They sort of have a power to control an incident so that people don't get hurt, but cordon specifically?
The probationary constable, her words was cordon, and I also believe her the forward operating commander said to her, set up a cordon, which they don't have that power. And the magistrate wouldn't let me explore that power, and also the magistrate didn't let me explore through evidence or cross-examination, didn't let me explore the actual critical incident itself. She was just like, no, I'm not interested in hearing about, I'm not going to let you go further with the cordon power, or even I'm not going to let you go through the critical incident that happened at Parliament House. So yeah, as far as I see it, the police don't have the power for cordon. The DPP added another charge, the Commonwealth charge, and the magistrate just got in the way of me cross-examining the police
with all these powers and the legislation that we're relying upon. So, yeah, it just seems, yeah, the police didn't have the powers, the DPP added an extra charge, and also the magistrate just got in the way for whatever reason of not letting me explore the whole. Just didn't let me. Yeah, she denied evidence, obviously.
Denied you finding
Yeah,
evidence.
like it's one thing to talk to the police and say when you're on the street talking to the police and say, oh, I'm not going to tell you this, I'm not going to tell you that. It's one thing for them to do that, but when you're in a court of law, in a hearing, for the magistrate to say, oh, we're not going to explore, I'm not going to let you, I'm not going to entertain anything further into this, is just.
Yes.
So as far as I see it, maybe Anita's got a different opinion. If you read it on their site, maybe you interpret it different. But the magistrate just got in the way of letting me explore the evidence of the whole case.
So if you're interested, I put a link up in the comments on yesterday's feed from here and the very short feed that we did after the court case, so you can read the transcript yourself.
Yeah, and you interpret it yourself. Good luck.
Okay, ladies, so what's the gate guy got to tell us? Anything you care to share? Alan. Hi, Alan. All right.
He did tell us that the little thing timed out after 25 seconds or something because we were about to go. You're so rude. This is why he came out.
Oh, okay. The little intercom. Yes.
Well, it's actually a good conversation, and every conversation that we have with someone has potential to affect change.
Yep.
And you know, it was good because he did acknowledge what we've been doing here, and that in itself is big for us because, you know, we've been trying to get through walls where there's been a lot of ignoring and non-communication. So to have someone to have the courage to actually come out behind the wall and speak to us directly, and to be able to listen to each other without anger is productive. And yeah, you don't know where communications or conversations can go from that place. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and that's true. And while he said, you know, they've done everything they can through official channels to communicate what we're doing, we did ask, you know, as a living man who's, you know, from his heart, to have those conversations, to have that communication within community, family, anywhere, and to acknowledge the reality of what's going on, because so many people just write us off as stupid or crazy and don't even want to listen to the fact that this is real and this is going on, and simply to acknowledge the truth and the reality of this is a big step. It just makes people stop and think.
Yeah.
At least that, you know, that's a step.
And also too, like when he said to me on the intercom, he goes, I've got about as much power as you. And I just thought, well, you've got heaps then.
Yeah.
That's what we've been talking about here
Yeah.
lately, is
Yeah.
the fact that we need to step into our own power, stop handing it over. And no matter what uniform you're wearing or what position you're in, regardless of whether you've got a uniform or not, it doesn't matter. You still have power and you can affect change.
And you don't even need to do anything. Just imagining the world that you want, the actual outcome, you don't have to worry about the process to get there. If you can just imagine, like we're talking about this quantum energy stuff, that in itself is so powerful. And so, you know, if we constantly fearing and worrying about what they're going to do to us next, well, that's feeding it. You're feeding that. You're at that level. So you need to bring yourself up and imagine the world that you do want, the outcomes that you want. Don't worry about the process. That will sort itself out. That's how the world works. That's how the universe works. And that's why I've been talking about the science, because the science backs it up. It's not wooey-fooey shit.
I love it when you say wooey-fooey.
Wooey-fooey. So yeah, watch what you're thinking. Think high. Think of where you want to be. Imagine the world that you want to live in, like on a grand scale, the detail. The more you can do that, the more that vibe gets out there. And if there's a whole bunch of us doing the same thing, we don't have to imagine the same exact detail, but if we're all thinking along those lines, that permeates. It's the 100 monkey effect. Yeah. So that's what we need to be doing. It sounds like a nothing effort, but yeah, in the background, it's so powerful. So there you go. Okay. Oh, we have to do our little song. I remembered today. I'm very good at forgetting the song lately because we're in the wrong place, you know. It's all situational for me, all these things. Okie dokie. Which side? I'm going this side.
Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red, yellow, black and white, they're all precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Red, yellow, black and white, they're all precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. They're not for sale!
Samantha?
Okay, cool bananas.
Cool beans.
Yeah. Thank you all again. Vaughan's transcript, did you see that? Yes. Very wise you are. I envisage a wood chipper in their future. Okay. Did you see the thing about Vaughan's transcript? Do we want to post that on the chat? Oh, not the chat, the
So
under description?
I
or
I
not?
put it in yesterday's video comments and on both of the ones that we did yesterday, the 30-second one
Oh yeah,
with
cool.
the result but yeah, do you want me to?
Oh, what didn't you hear? Sorry, Rosalie.
I can't hear. Oh, just when you were speaking then.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Before when you were, yeah, I was wondering that when you were speaking. But anyway.
Okay.
Oh, my thing's moved onto a different screen. That's not really helpful.
Okay. Sorry you couldn't hear me. I forget that.
So do you want me to put the link up today, right now? Is that what somebody's asking?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, I'll just have to find it.
That was Dan Lawson.
Okie dokie. Means I have to track it down.
So it does wait a little tick until that's happened. I did it.
Nearly there.
Oh. I did above. What did you do above? Oh, okay. Right. I think Dan actually put it up.
Oh, you put it up.
Right. Sorry.
Okay.
Misread the
Cool.
the message.
Oh, let me see what that said. Oops. Killed the thing.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, if I could. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it's the right one. Cool.
Okay. Thanks for that.
If I get back onto the thing, let me just check it. The whole thing. Yep, cool. Thank you very much, Dan. Oh, low battery. Okay.
Okay. We better stop
Catch
this.
you all out. Have a great day, everyone.
All right. Thanks again.
I'll see you Saturday.
Love you all, and we'll see you soon.
Shine bright. Be love.
Bye.